Let me define a knowledge society, and then I'll give you basics perspective on this. Knowledge society, I believe, is a formal association of people with similar interests who try to make effective use of their combined knowledge about their area of interest and in the process contribute to this knowledge. And I believe the fishing community were the first set of people who set up a knowledge society long back. Basics perspective on this is that at best 20 to 30% of the people from rural areas can be moved to the urban or to the semi-urban areas. Two, that the scope for wage employment is very limited, but the scope for self-employment is huge. And so Basics started on this journey of creating a knowledge society, creating knowledge in areas where the local population can use that knowledge and convert it into livelihood enhancement opportunity. So we started with our first product was financial inclusion. We went with microcredit, and when we transferred a lot of learning towards financial literacy, how to manage money and so on, we discovered that after 5 years we did a Indian Market Research Bureau survey of our customers, and we discovered that 48% of the people who had taken money from us had failed. And then we realized that something more is required, and that's why we entered into a knowledge intervention process. We decided to build up capability in dairy if you have financed a dairy person, build up a capability in agriculture, finance an agriculture person, build up a capability in textile or weaving if you have finance in barmaid or weaver, and so on. And we found huge results coming within 1 to 2 years, and we of course recovered our money. So the idea that Basics had was, can I provide that knowledge which will be useful and used in that local space only? So we were not ICT driven at that time. There was no ICT there, though all our employees carried a laptop and a data card and a mobile. The second thing that we did was that we brought professionals. So veterinary doctors, agriculturists, people experts in animal husbandry constituted our workforce on the ground. I think this is one of the first to engage qualified people, not the super qualified, but qualified people at the grassroots. We thought we'll handle and create knowledge professionally. And so we went even to the third grade MBS institutions, and we picked people from there to drive this knowledge creation process. We created a post of livelihood service advisor and a livelihood service provider. The service provider was a technical person, and the livelihood service advisor was the counsel and the mentoring. There was a little discussion whether this last mile connectivity can be worked out by really, and our experiences that it can be worked out at the last mile. So we have provided knowledge creation at the grassroots to the advantage of the citizen in the area that he wants, in the area where he will use, in the area where he will earn additional income, in the areas of dairy, agriculture, horticulture. We did a huge program on green skills, and we traveled in Sikkim, and we moved people from traditional agriculture to new agriculture, to horticulture and floriculture, and we found fantastic results. People who enrolled for 30 batches in the first round eventually enrolled for 80 people came in the second round. So this is the kind of role that we are playing. We are absolutely confident that the rural village worker, we have employed over 10,000 by now, though today our workforce is much less, but we had found 10,000 people who could be our extended arm of training and carrying knowledge at the grassroots, and we got huge results. And we had an incentive-based system, so these people learned the language, learned the domain knowledge, and passed it on and got a bit of the money. Some were making 15, 20, 25,000 just for doing this work of a livelihood service provider or a livelihood service. So we have been in the knowledge society creation work for quite some time. Of late, of course, we moved into the role of being an IT provider, an English provider, language provider, and so on. We have about 640 CSCs today delivering. We've delivered almost 5,000 services, these traditional services, education services that we are talking of today. But if you look at the first role that we played in the Knowledge Society, we trained about 5 million villagers in this, giving them that kind of knowledge. I thought I should tell you that some of our VLEs, for instance in Punjab, have got into this role of evening classes. So they play the role of an entrepreneur, but they get a most educated person or lady in that village to come and take classes in the evening. And this is catching on. We are paying about 2,000 to 3,000 to the village teacher for that part-time job. And we charge the student about up to 1,000 rupees or 750 rupees per month. And we find a lot of inflow of people to learn this. So our thinking is that if we can provide basic education in math, science, and to the children to supplement the school education or whatever they are receiving in the classroom. And two, if we can provide coaching classes for people who have studied up to school level and help them to get into higher education. We are working out the strategy there. My colleague, Mr. Sandeep Nath, is working on this whole proposal to prepare rural students for higher education, and we provide the coaching classes. So that's where we are at the moment. We are very confident that the village level entrepreneur can play the role of a facilitator. We are very confident that we will get local expertise to be the trainer, and we know that there is a huge appetite and thirst for this knowledge in the rural areas. We'll get enough to buy. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Kaur.